what's going on? Today we're going to do a lesson on Coins by Local Natives. It's a real good song, but I couldn't find any great tabs online, so I watched their KEXP performance on YouTube, which I will include a link in the description below, and this is what I came up with, so let's zoom in. Alright, so this is mainly just going to cover the tabs and the chords, and it's going to be less about the timing and strum pattern. I'm not that good with it, so you're better off watching the KEXP video on your own and figuring that out. But let's dig in here, and we're going to start with our index finger, and we're going to bar it across the A and the D at the 10th fret, and with our ring finger we're going to hammer onto the 12th fret of the A string, and we're going to do that 4 times. And then you're going to move this bar down 1 string so that it's going across the D and the G at the 12th fret, and then you're going to hammer on with the ring finger to the 12th fret of the D. And then let off with your ring finger and do the bar on its own. Slide it down to the 7th fret of the D, give that a strum, and then we're going to do the 8th fret on the A with our ring finger, and then with our pinky we're going to grab the 10th fret of the A, and once you do that, get your middle finger on the 8th fret of the D and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, and we're only going to be hitting those 3 strings on this one. You're not going to want to get the rest of them. And then we're going to slide it down 1 whole step. So your pinky is on the 8th fret of the A, and then you're going to want to put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the D. Middle finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the B, and that's actually just a C shape. So it's a C, and then you're going to bar the 5th fret, leaving out the low A, the low E, I'm sorry, and strum that. Alright, so let's recap what we have so far. That's the next chord we're going to be doing, and you're just going to leave that index finger from the previous chord, barring the 5th fret, and then you're just going to move your ring finger up to the A string on the 7th fret, and that's the chord you get. So we're going to strum it a few times, and then we're going to do a D minor. But whenever you do that, strum the bar first and hammer on with the rest of it. And if you're not familiar with a D minor, that's just going to be the 5th fret barred, and then the ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, pinky finger, 7th fret of the G string, and then your middle finger on the 6th fret of the B string. And then back to this chord here. I'm not sure what it's called actually. So the whole thing is Alright, so for the chorus, we're going to want to slide up and do a G minor, which is going to be your index finger on the 10th fret of the A string, ring finger on the 12th fret of the D string, pinky on the 12th fret of the G string, and then your middle finger on the 11th fret of the B string. And you might want to leave out the high E. I usually do. I think it just sounds a little bit better whenever you only have those 4 strings. And then we're going to slide this down a whole step so that we have an F minor. But I noticed in the video he does, it looks like a F7, I think. So you're going to want to have your index finger on the 8th fret of the A, ring finger on the 10th fret of the D, and then your middle finger is going to go on the 9th of the G, and your pinky is going to go onto the 10th of the B. And then you're just going to give it a few strums. And then switch this up, and we're going to do a C on the, that's going to be index finger on the 8th fret of the low E, ring finger, 10th fret of the A, pinky, 10th fret of the D, middle finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the G. And now most of these I am leaving out the higher notes, but I mean, just listen to it and see what you think yourself, kind of try it out. But we'll give that a few strums, and then back to the G. And then we're going to end the whole thing just by holding the G. So after the chorus, we have this bridge section, which you'll be coming off this G chord. And then what you're going to do is, it's actually a B flat, but we're going to do it up here, just so that we can move from this to this. It's a smoother transition than that. So to get that B flat, move your pinky to the 13th fret of the A, and then your middle finger is going to go on the 12th fret of the D, and then your middle finger on the 11th of the B. And this is again that C shape, like earlier down here. It's the C shape with the bar across. The bar is going to go across the 10th fret. And then we're going to move down to, this is going to be an A minor shape, but it's right here, which is going to be your middle finger on the 10th fret of the D, index finger, 9th fret of the G, and then your ring finger is going to go on the 10th fret of the B, and then the rest of the strings are going to be muted. And then from there we're going to go to a C, and that's just a bar across the 8th fret with your ring finger on the 10th fret of the A, pinky finger, 10th fret of the D, and then your middle finger on the 9th fret of the G, to an E minor, which is your index finger barring the 7th fret, except for the low E. You don't want to get that one. And then ring finger on the 9th fret of the D, pinky finger, 9th fret of the G, index finger, 8th fret of the B. So the whole thing is going to sound like this. And now, the second time through, since we're already down here, it might just be easier to get this B flat instead of going back up to this one, because that's a little bit of a harder shape. So just do that B flat, and then you can just slide right down to this A minor, up to the C, The last part's the solo, and I haven't listened to it that much, but I'm pretty sure it's just the D minor pentatonic over top of the chorus. So let me get the loop going, and actually first let me go over the notes. I think what it is just 12 on the G down to 10 on the G, and then 12 on the D, 10 on the D. And then the next time through, he does 12 on the G, 10 on the G, up to 13 on the B, down to 10 on the B. Let me get the loop going and I'll put this over. Now, you can obviously throw in whatever you want there, but that's just kind of what I figured out.